Y'all see the title of this video? Don't act like you don't know. I chose to be very vulnerable with you guys. And if y'all don't sit down and act like you got some sense, it might get a little ugly around here. I'm just saying. So I don't actually hate my body. I just miss the old me. I don't think having VSG surgery made me lose confidence, because if you know me, then you know I never lacked in that area. No shade. But if I can be honest, I'm really upset about how this story is going for me. So let's talk about why I got bariatric surgery in the first place. Because I be doing too much. I'm real impulsive. Don't dare me. Don't dare me to do nothing. Because I ain't never been scared. So let's take it back to 2020. So 2020, I was at my highest weight. I think I tipped the scale at a little over 300 pounds, like 305 or something like that. And when I saw that number on that scale, looking at me, I said, oh Lord Jesus, this is fire. Because what the fuck? I immediately thought, I gotta do something about this. This weight has got to come off. Now, I've never been a skinny girl. Like, let's just put that out there. I've never been skinny. I've always had some weight on me. They used to call it big bone. You big boned it. But I've never been skinny. So I tried multiple diets, multiple fads. I worked out. Like, girl, I did it. I did all the things, right? Finally, like, let me look into getting some weight loss surgery. Went to the doctor and scheduled it. I was ready to be skinny. So in my head, right, this is how it was going to go. I was going to get the surgery, right? I was going to be fine. I was going to tolerate everything. And I was going to, you know, be able to start working out, eating my small meals, getting my protein in, doing all the things, lifting the weights. And I was going to look good. I was going to be wearing good bikinis in the summertime, jeans, and my booty was going to be fat, and my arms was going to be skinny. My collarbones would be showing, and my neck would be elongated a little bit. That's what I thought. That's what people think, right? But they fantasize about being skinny. At least that's what I think. Boy, was I wrong. Day of surgery, right? Me and my husband get there. Everything good. Everything smooth. Went through the surgery. They say, you did fine. You have to stay there in the hospital. I say, cool. They say, okay, you got to drink this little tiny cups of water and these little tiny cups of protein shake. I'm like, all right, cool, I got it. Never drunk one. Never drunk a drop of water. Never drunk an ounce of protein shake. When I tell you, when I woke up from that surgery, I knew I had done fucked up. I felt like I had got hit by 10 Mack trucks. Literal pain everywhere. It was nausea, like to the 10th degree, constantly. And I was like, oh God, what did I do? So we get home and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do this. Let me eat my popsicles, drink my protein shake. Couldn't get anything in. At this point, I've been like days without food, days without having anything to drink. Mind you, this was July 2020. I was constantly nauseous. Like, it was terrible. I was back and forth to the hospital. They would give me IVs. They would give me nausea and pain medicine through my IVs. They would rehydrate me. They would send me home. That became a cycle for months. When I tell y'all I didn't eat for months, I'm not exaggerating. Not at all. So one day, my mama took me to the hospital because that's what I do. I go to the hospital, I get my fluids, I get my medicine, I go back home and lay in the bed till the next time it's time for me to go again. Like, it was a repetition at that point. One day, my mama took me to the hospital and they were like, yeah, you're severely dehydrated, you're severely malnutrition, like, we're gonna have to keep you. I said, okay, good. Y'all, I thought keep me for a couple days meant like, let me just hydrate her. The same thing I had been doing, but I was wrong. They was like, we have to get some nutrition in you. And the only way we can do that is through a feeding tube right now at this point. If you've never had a feeding tube, there are no words. That's something I don't ever want to experience again. A feeding tube is a long, thin tube that the nurse put up your nose, down your throat, right, to your stomach. And they tape it on the side of your face. If you can imagine having a tube, the feeling of a tube in your throat 24/7, no. I was beyond myself. I don't think I had ever been that depressed in my life. I was in the hospital for 4 weeks, 5 weeks. It was a very long periodically time. My kids had started school. That was when COVID had hit the first time. We didn't know what it was. And all the kids was at home on Zoom. My kids wasn't even at school the first couple of days on Zoom. Because I was in the hospital. And my husband was there with me. I'm in the hospital. They give me everything through my tube. They give me my medicine, TPN. TPN is like just nutrients in a bag. I had IVs everywhere. It was terrible. And I could only think to myself, what the fuck did I do? Why did I do this to myself? So when people say weight loss surgery is the easy way out, trust me, it is not. It is very, very, very hard. Finally, when I was able to tolerate food, I would eat small portions. I really didn't work out because, girl, I had been through so much. I was just like, mentally, I was in overload and I was over it. I was so over it. Eventually, the weight started falling off. I lost a total of like between 85 to 90 pounds, right? That was good coming from 300 pounds. I was looking good. I was feeling good. Like I was getting compliments and I could try on clothes and I could go to regular stores and I could fit clothes. And life said, gotcha, bitch. So in 2024, my mama died in April and my daddy died in December. Both my parents died the same year. That's a different story for a different day too, because what the fuck kind of shit was they on? But anyway, I just started eating. Particularly, I just started eating sweets. I would rather eat sweets than anything else. I wasn't really getting any protein. I like bread, stuff like that. I don't really do too much with sodas, but I was just going in and letting have, basically. The weight surely started picking up. I quickly started noticing, oh, these scrubs getting a little tight. I can't get in these jeans the way I used to. And it just got to the point to where we are now. We are in 2026 and I have quite a bit of regain. And to be honest, the hardest part about this whole experience is not even the number on the scale, because at this point, I'm not looking. But it's just everything I endured through the surgery. Because when I tell you it was hell on earth every single day, why am I here? Like, let's just end it all. Like, yeah, let's wrap this up. Let's wrap this up. Because it was just too much. It was too much. And I cannot believe I sat there and endured all that to come out on the other side and to be big again. Like, that's kind of embarrassing. Like, I wonder if people be like, she had that weight loss surgery, but you can't tell she had no weight loss surgery. I know they be thinking it. Because I would too, be like, that girl had that surgery and now she back fat. So, yeah, I may be disappointed in how my story is currently going. But the gag is, I'm still writing it. So, if you are also trying to find your way back to yourself, let's do it together. I have no idea what this journey is going to look like. But girl, I'm going to document it. Might not lose a pound, might lose 100. We don't know. Girl, stay tuned for the next episode. And subscribe while you're here, girl. Bye.